everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer and today we're doing a old-fashioned get ready with me, but it's a little bit of a twist. I'm gonna do the Tom Ford Rose Prick collection. Basically, Tom Ford comes out with limited packaging on things, so I have the Rose Prick perfume, I have the Rose Prick cover case for a foundation that I have not tried before, so we're gonna do that. I have two of the Tom Ford lipsticks. I have the Casablanca in this one, and then this is the To Die For. What type? This is the Lip Color Satin Matte formula. So that'd be kind of interesting. I'll probably use the To Die For because I've used Casablanca before. And then of course Body Heat in the pink packaging. It's the same Body Heat, at least that's my understanding. And then we'll throw in some other Tom Ford pieces as well to complete the look. And we'll chat and see how everyone's doing. So if you're interested in all of that, just stay tuned. Hey everybody, so as I said in my intro, we are doing a Tom Ford get ready with me. I do have my brows done because I'm using the Gucci pencil, like I've been using the Gucci pencil for forever now, and didn't want to bore you with that. I will be putting on the Guerlain watery oil, so that's not Tom Ford, but everything else will be. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do the Rose Prick collection, if you will. I actually, like, I'm not a pink person, like that's not my color, like that I've always been like, you know, in love with or attracted to, but I kind of like this packaging. I don't know, it's like a matte pink, which you just don't see very often with the black. I think it's nice. And the Rose Prick perfume is one of my favorites. This is the 1.7 ounce size. And if you haven't tried it, I really would recommend it. It's unusual. It's not what you think it's gonna be. It's just an unusual perfume. I'll talk about some notes in it later on. But anyway, let's get to the foundation. So again, this is the Rose Prick pink special packaging, which really just means that, you know, it's probably more expensive just so it's pink and it's black because it's the regular cushion. And you open it just like the regular cushion. I haven't opened this one up yet because I wanted to save it. Now this is the Traceless Touch Foundation. It has an SPF of 45. It is a satin matte cushion compact. And I just thought it would be interesting because I don't have, and I was discussing this the other day, I don't have any like matte formulas in my collection. And it's because mattes just don't look good on me. But I thought maybe a satin matte might work. And since I was picking up this really cool cushion and I already have the Shade and Illuminate in its own, you know, case, why not pick up a different one? So let's open this up. Now I have the cushion somewhere. Where did I put the cushion? I put the cushion somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where it is right now. So I'm just gonna use a sponge. So it looks like this. This is 1.5 cream, which actually looks a little dark, but we'll see. Nope, it's fine. It's certainly not too dark. It has scent, but it's light. Cream is what I usually get matched to. Every once in a while they match me to Buff, which is like 2.0, and this is 1.5. I think the Buff, when I wear it, is a little too yellow, but, you know, I don't know. Matching foundations is so hard. One, they oxidize, and two, you know, it's like, I know some people who are like cooler toned like I am, and they like to have more of a yellow toned foundation. Like they feel like it cancels out their redness. I'm not sure it does that, but to me it just looks like mismatched, but you know, again, it's a lot of it is preference. Okay, I think that's the right shade. It may be a little light, but if you look at it next to my, you know, my skin, like my hands and stuff, it's not. We'll see if it oxidizes or if it you know, how it stays on my skin, and we're about to find out how a satin matte works on me anyway. But so that's 1.5 cream. I actually think the shade is fine. I actually think if you look at it next to my neck, it actually is the right shade. but it's so hard to tell these days. Okay. I know it's not too dark, that's for sure. It just might be a tad bit light, but I think it's okay. All right, let's go in with the highlighter and bronzer, and I'm gonna use the Skin Illuminating Powder Duo in Mood Light. This is 01. And this is, so it's a really interesting powder. And I'm looking for my brush while I'm talking to you, so I'm just like distracted, sorry. What did I do? Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna use the Shig Sonia G Pro, probably wrong. And I'm gonna go into the deeper shade for a second. So what this is like an illuminating powder. And so yes, it's kind of like a contour, or bronzer, but not really, because it doesn't have, can you see, it doesn't have a lot of color. It's just very, very it's like a highlighter, sort of. So what I do with it when I use this is I kind of go in like that to like highlight, bronze, like almost contour, sort of. And then I go in with the highlighter shade. They're both highlighter shades, but the more traditional highlighter shade. And then go in and highlight like this. And that's what I put down like first, before I put down my quote traditional bronzer. But I would kind of use it as more of like an all over glow. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like a very specific stripe. That kind of makes sense. I really love this. I think it looks really pretty on the skin. Most people can wear it. I just think it looks great. And then I go in with the Tom Ford, the Terra bronzer, which, old favorite. And I use my Tom Ford bronzer brush and kind of bronze out the outside of my face. So this is kind of what I use for more like really like bronzing up or contouring, I guess you could say, my face when I use the Mood Light on top of it. It just gives, I think it gives a really gorgeous like underneath glow with the bronzer on top. So it actually warms up my entire face, gives me a beautiful like sort of lit from within. Jesus. Okay. Kind of glow, and I just think it looks really nice and just pieces it together really well. And so then I go in with the blush. This is the Inhibition. I feel like this blush has been discontinued. I'm not positive of that though. I gotta get confirmation of that. Once I do, I'll let you all know. This is the Cheek Highlight Brush from Chikuhodo, the Z series. I feel like we did check that it was sold out, and I mean that it was discontinued, but then that was like during the holidays and I might have missed something. So I'll check on that. I'm not sure. So then what I do is I go in with my Face One brush. This is the Sonia G, and just like kind of buff it all in. I feel like it just, smooths everything together. Sometimes I do with like a finishing powder at the end, I'll do that. Or sometimes I just go in with the brush and just buff it out. See, I just think it looks like glowy. I don't know. I never really get to glow, so maybe this is my idea of glowy and it's not, but to me it's glowy. So I like it. Okay, so let's go into the body heat. I will swatch this for you guys if you haven't seen it before. I'll swatch the Mood Light for you too, in case you haven't seen that. This one, you're not gonna really see it really well on me, like on my hand, because they're highlighters, but here and here. It's actually a favorite of mine. Like, I don't pull it out very often, but I really like it. I think it gives a beautiful glow. And Inhibition is just a gorgeous, gorgeous blush. I don't know why he would discontinue that. It looks good on like tons of different people. I don't know why someone would discontinue it, but what do I know? Okay, so let's do, I did like some swatches before, so I wanna make sure I'm like, you know, let's do body heat. Now the fact that I didn't have this before, I really don't know how that happened. I really don't. Because I've been wearing Tom Ford for a long time, and this color story is like right up my alley. Like it's exactly what I would want. So how or why I didn't pick this up, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Seriously, I really don't know. They're beautiful shades. Look at that. Just gorgeous. These are all, I think, all satins. This looks more of a matte, but they do look satiny to me. Or that could just be the formula. All right. So let's go in. Let's just do like a get ready with me kind of look. Like nothing, I always say this, nothing crazy. And then the next thing you know, I have like 14 colors. And people are like, yeah, no, Jen, that's not easy to do. All right, let's do an easy. Okay, let's take the Sonia G Classic Crease Brush and let's go, I kind of want to just go into the darkest shade. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Why not? You know what I'm gonna do? Just for fun, like just for fun, like this is fun. I am demented. I'm gonna put the Emotion Proof Tom Ford eye primer on one eye and not on the other. Let's see if it makes any difference. Like in the way that it looks. I have noticed that it wears well and it doesn't irritate my skin. And it doesn't show up, like you can't see it. Like there's no, any discernible difference between the two eyes, which is nice. Okay, so let's go into that darker shade. We'll do this eye first and just let that like dry out a little bit. So I'm just gonna like, this brush is kind of like it's a domed brush, but as you can see, it like splays out. So you wanna do this for like a diffused look. If you wanna be very specific in what you're doing with it, don't use this brush. That's more like if you're in the Sonia G line, I would use like the mini booster or something like that. This is gonna get like a much more diffused look. So if you're looking for like a wider area, which is what I'm doing, it's just amazing. Like the Tom Ford, this is why I fell in love with the Tom Ford quads. I put like the tiniest amount on my brush and I went in so lightly, and look at like how much pigment is already there. Look at that. I mean, that's what I loved about Tom Ford, about his quads, about his, you know, blushes, all of it. It isn't the same lately. Maybe he'll get back to it, who knows. Do the same thing on the other side. We all have down periods. Nobody's perfect. How is everyone doing, by the way? Like in all seriousness, I know, you know, things continue to be hard for all of us, but you know, some more than others. I have a couple of friends who have COVID, which, you know, it's very difficult, obviously. A couple of friends who've lost jobs, that type of thing. So I know, you know, I know things can be rough sometimes. For me, I like to play with makeup. I like to, you know, look at pretty clothes and jewelry and that type of stuff. I like to watch YouTube videos about makeup. I've been putting like channels that, you know, like mentioning channels. I've done that since the beginning, but I've been trying to get better about linking them in my description box. So I'll keep doing that. I've mentioned a couple of times Lexi Zhang's channel, Jessica Firefly's channel, Jen, Eileen's channel, A Merch Beauty, Kelly from Keep Beauty Real, And Rupi Minhas has done some awesome looks with like these really colorful. There is one 80s look, guys. If I can find the video and Rupi's okay with it, I'll link it. It's like phenomenal. She nailed it. It's perfect. It's just the perfect 80s look. I love it. I was actually thinking about like trying to recreate something like it sometime because I fell in love with it so much. There's a lot of great channels, and I'll just keep, you know, mentioning them as I go along. And just remind me to link, because sometimes I forget. For those of you who don't have YouTube channels, the process of doing a video, recording it, putting it up, the description box, all of it, there's like 17 different steps. There's probably more. And it just, sometimes you miss one. Sometimes I forget. So if I don't, let me know and I'll rectify that. Let's go into a little bit lighter satin shade. I'm going in with the mini booster. Yeah, because like sometimes I'll mention someone and then they'll be like, and someone will ping me and be like, I tried to find that channel that you were talking about and I don't know where it is. And I'm like, oh yeah, that might be hard to find if you don't really know. If I just like casually mentioned it. Merch Beauty just did, Eileen just did one on how she curls her hair, which, you know, I know you guys have been asking for a hair video. So I want to head over to her video and check that out. I'm on it. Oh, there's so many videos. Like I need to, you know, if I didn't have a day job, of course, if I didn't have a day job, I couldn't afford to buy any of this makeup. But, you know, other than that, other than those small problems. Okay, so those are like the two deeper shades of the quad on the eye. It's really pretty. It just blends nicely. So pretty. And I'll clean up the under eye later. Let's see. Let's use this like terracotta shade here. I'm gonna use the flat definer brush. It's a really pretty shade. Oh, look how nice that is. You know what? I might just like put that, I mean, look at that shade. Oh, gorgeous. It's a really gorgeous, like red, like burnt orange kind of shade. Really pretty. Now I'm gonna take the really light shade and kind of put it in the, this is like just the inner of the like inner third of the eye, and then I'll blend those two, the red and the cream in the middle. Oh, such a pretty shade. All of the shades are pretty, but this is just the 03 brush. I'm just like blending that really well. All right, let's go back into that reddish shade and kind of just build this out on the corner a little bit with the mini booster. And then we'll go back in with the classic crease and go back to the satin shade and kind of just build that up, like up and above. Blending out very lightly, like super light. The look's not light, but I'm like blending really lightly. Oh yeah, I love that. That is so pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna take my finger and go into that lightest shade, that like gold shade. The other thing I love about the Tom Ford quads, and I'm not saying it's not true anymore, I'm saying I haven't seen it as much. The way you could like build a look like I'm doing today. Like I put shades on top of shades and it just changes the color. Like it makes a complicate, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it gives depth to the look because there's different colors underneath and then it builds on top of each other and it just creates like the most beautiful, complex, but only 4 shades look. So I'm gonna go into the first shade and use the Rephr 03 brush. This is the Rephr, good Jen. This is a Rephr 03. Can you tell that I need some sleep? Okay, so you go in and lower lash line, just kind of like keep it kind of blown out a little. Oh yeah, love that. Okay. Sorry, I'm like getting excited over like an eye look. Yes, that's why I have a channel. All right, so let's go into the Tom Ford. This is the Espresso liner. It's a very deep liner. I'm just gonna do the top lash line with it. Oh, I love it. I love it, it's so pretty. I know. You know, one of the reasons that, you know, I love having the channel for lots of reasons, but one of my favorite parts about it is I get to share these kinds of things with you, because I know all of you are watching because you love this stuff too. And like in my job, in my regular day life, to be honest, nobody really cares about makeup, which is fine. Like I have different facets to my personality. I'm sure you all do too. I can love makeup and also love other things. So I have friends that, you know, have different interests. We all should. That's a good thing. But I don't really have people who can share my love of makeup. So just love the fact that you're all here with me, like, you know, excited about an eye look. Anyway, that's just me ranting. So let me bring you in close so you can see the look before I put mascara on, because mascara does, I think, always change the look a little bit, usually to the better, but I'll show it to you, and then we'll use the To Die For lipstick. I think that's the one we'll use. We'll decide. I really do want to do a live with you all soon so that I can do this type of thing, and then I can let you vote for what I use. I could be like, all right, which lipstick should I use? Which eyeshadow? Anyway, okay, so there's the eye look. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. I guess I should ask you guys. Maybe you don't want me to do a live, but I've actually only done one like full live. And it's, you know, part of the problem is trying to find time because of my schedule, because of work. But also just let me know if it's something you guys are interested in having me do and if you'd come. All right, let me curl my lashes, put on mascara. Okay, so that's the finished eye look. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy that I got this quad, finally. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I didn't have it earlier. It's absolutely beautiful. I gotta tell you, so far I'm really liking the foundation. I think it looks really good. I don't know, what do you guys think? It feels nice. I think it looks good. I think the color's right. I think it like oxidized a little like I thought it would. I also do have the mood light on, so I mean that probably did help a little bit. And then the Inhibition blush, but I just think it looks really pretty. Okay, so Casablanca, sorry, Indian Rose. I have it in Indian Rose. Indian Rose, this is the Rouge Levers, I don't know, something like that. It's a very pink shade. I usually use it with like Nude Brune or Chocolate Liner. They also have this in Casablanca. That's what I was thinking of. You can also get the Casablanca in this type of packaging. And then the other one is the Lip Color Satin Matte, and this is To Die For. And it's like more of a, like almost like a hot pink, I think. I just thought it would be kind of fun to do because I don't usually do a color that way. Like I don't really use a shade like this. Indian Rose is one of my favorites, and it's a beautiful shade. It probably goes better. The Indian Rose probably goes better. All right, well, I will save the To Die For a different look, because I do think it's a shade that will, I do think it's a beautiful shade, and I do want to use it eventually. So, but we'll use the Indian Rose today. And there is Indian Rose. Like I said, I usually put the Nude Brune liner on with it, the Chanel. So I will line it with that, but I mean, it looks a little bit different when you put it on first, but it is a really pretty shade. Casablanca and Indian Rose are like two of my favorite shades. It was so funny that they both came in the pink packaging. If I can get the Casablanca in this packaging, I might pick it up because I have Casablanca, but you know, it might be kind of fun to have. The problem is how quickly they go bad. That's kind of the thing. A lot of my Tom Fords, my original Tom Fords went bad, and I had to throw them away because they were bad. So anyway, so this all comes from the Rose Prick scent. Now, if you haven't tried this, let me just tell you what the notes are, and then we'll talk about the collection a little bit. So their top notes are May Rose, Turkish Rose, and Bulgarian Rose. The heart notes are Szechuan pepper and turmeric, and the base notes are patchouli and tonka bean. So although it's rose, and it definitely is a rose scent, and I'm not a floral person, I don't really like florals, but this smells, this is different. It's a spicy rose. It's like, it's a patchouli tonka spicy rose. I cannot explain it. This is not my core strength, but I promise you it is not like any other floral you've tried. So if you're interested in it, if you even want to try it, get a sample of it. Get a friend who has it to send samples. I've sent samples of it to my friends, and one of them has already been like, I absolutely worship it and have to have it. So really, it is a very unique scent. And I am not a floral person. I don't have any floral perfumes. This is different. This is, now if you like florals, there's nothing wrong with that, but this is not a floral. Yes, it's the top notes are all rose, but it's more than that. It's more complicated than that. It's just a really unique scent, and I absolutely love it. So it's worth trying. That's all. Like, if you can get a sample of it, I just think it's really different. So all in all, like, this was a lot of fun. I really am liking the foundation. I think it looks really nice. It really smoothed out my skin. It looks really pretty. The coverage is excellent. My roots are terrible, but you know, eventually I'm gonna get them covered. Yeah, I really like it. I think it looks like a satin matte. Like it looks nice. It's not super glowy, but it looks, you know, it doesn't look matte on me. Now, again, as I mentioned, the mood light might have something to do with that, because I did use it all over like this area here, and in this, you know, like sort of my T-zone, but I didn't use too much of it. And I've used that before with other foundations, and it didn't necessarily, like, it doesn't suddenly make you look dewy if you're not dewy. It just has more of a glow to it. I just think it looks really pretty. I'll have to wear it for a little while, see what I think, but so far so good. I really like it. The eyeshadow quad, I love it. That's not a shock to me. I'd heard about Body Heat for a while, and I'd been wanting to buy it. So I love it on the eye. I just think it's really pretty. It's like an intense look, but also neutral, which I'm not exactly sure how it does that, but I just think it looks really good. I really like it. Yeah, the espresso liner is one of my favorite Tom Ford liners. The Indian Rose is just a really pretty pink. Like, again, not a pink person, but this is a good pink. Like, it goes with a lot of things. The To Die For, I'm definitely gonna try. It's like a brighter pink. And some of these spring looks that I'll be doing, I think I'm definitely gonna incorporate that this month into one of the looks that I do. I just gotta figure out what's the best, you know, overall quad to use with it. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, and the Tom Ford blush, the Inhibition, like I said, I'm pretty sure that it was discontinued, but I don't know why. So if you can find it, it's a beautiful blush. And you know, I'll keep an eye out too. And if I do have specific news of whether or not, I'm pretty sure we decided it was discontinued, but you know how these things are. They say they're gone, and then the next thing you know, you see them and you look like an idiot because you're like, oh, I thought that was no longer available. So yeah, yeah, I think this is really pretty and really fun. And I think the To Die For is gonna be a good spring color. Like, I think that is like the epitome of spring right there. So I'll definitely incorporate that in. I don't think Body Heat is necessarily a spring quad, but it's not a spring quad. I mean, you know, who's to say what colors you should be wearing anyway? So I think it looks really pretty. I'm glad to have it. And now I smell like Rose Prick. It's like a warm scent. I can't explain it to you guys. You gotta get a sample. All right, with that, I will let you all go. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Thanks.